Greetings, dear viewers. I am happy to welcome you to our channel. Today we have a very important topic that affects the health of many people, arthritis and its connection with nutrition. Joint health is not only the key to an active and fulfilling life, but also the key to our comfort. We know that arthritis is an inflammatory disease and its manifestations can be painful and limiting. But today, I want to share with you information about foods that unfortunately can aggravate the inflammatory process in the body. Let's explore together what foods you should avoid to reduce joint pain and inflammation. I will present to you the top 6 foods that you should eliminate from your diet to get relief from arthritis. Before I begin, I want to remind you that this video is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you have a medical condition, be sure to consult your doctor. Before we get into what foods to avoid with arthritis, let's understand what arthritis is and how inflammation affects the joints. Arthritis is the common name for a group of inflammatory joint diseases that can lead to pain, restricted movement, and even joint deformity. It is a chronic condition that can affect the quality of life for millions of people around the world. There are many types of arthritis, and each has its own characteristics and symptoms. Some of the most common types of arthritis include rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, gout, and juvenile idiopathic arthritis. Inflammation plays a key role in the development and progression of arthritis. When there is an inflammatory process in the body, there is an activation of the immune system, which directs its attacks on the joint tissues. This leads to damage to the cartilage and surrounding structures of the joints, which causes pain, swelling, and burning in the joint area. In arthritis, inflammation not only increases pain, but can also lead to reduced joint mobility and a gradual decline in joint function. However, it is important to realize that inflammation can be controlled, and one of the key methods is proper nutrition. Certain foods can contribute to inflammation, while others can help reduce its occurrence and alleviate arthritis symptoms. So, the next step is to learn which foods to avoid to reduce inflammation and improve joint health. Let's move on to our top 6 foods that are best to exclude from your diet when you have arthritis. Let's start with the first food that should be avoided in arthritis is industrially processed foods. Industrially processed foods are foods that have undergone extensive processing and contain additives, preservatives, artificial flavors, and colors. These can be ready-made breakfast cereals, breads, snacks, pizza, sausage, and many other products that are often convenient for quick preparation. These foods have several characteristics that make them not the best choice for arthritis. First, they are usually high in saturated fats, trans fats, and sugars, which can contribute to inflammation in the body. Second, industrially processed foods are often stripped of important nutrients and fiber that are essential for maintaining healthy joints. Studies show that consuming large amounts of industrially processed foods can increase inflammation and worsen arthritis symptoms. To replace industrially processed foods, you should look to fresh and natural foods that are rich in nutrients. Include fresh fruits and vegetables, healthy nuts and seeds, quality protein sources such as fish, chicken meat, or tofu, and whole grains such as quinoa or oatmeal in your diet. These foods will help reduce inflammation in the body and keep your joints healthy. Moving on to food number 2, which should also be eliminated from your arthritis diet, is refined carbohydrates and sugar. Refined carbohydrates are carbohydrates that have undergone special processing that removes important nutrients and fiber. They break down quickly in the body, causing blood sugar levels to spike. Examples of refined carbohydrates include white bread, white rice, sweets, and carbonated drinks. Consumption of refined carbohydrates has been linked to increased inflammation in the body. Elevated blood sugar levels lead to the production of large amounts of inflammatory molecules, which can increase joint pain and worsen arthritis. You should also pay attention to your intake of added sugar. Excessive sugar intake is associated with increased inflammation and risk of developing various diseases. Instead of refined carbohydrates and sweets, it is highly recommended to consume complex carbohydrates such as whole grains, vegetables, and fruits. They contain important nutrients, fiber, and are absorbed more evenly by the body without causing sudden changes in blood sugar levels. As for sweets, you can use natural sweeteners such as honey, stevia, or fructose to satisfy your sweet tooth without increasing inflammation. Moving on to the next food you need to eliminate from your arthritis diet is trans fats. Trans fats are a type of unsaturated fats derived from the process of hydrogenation of vegetable oils. They are widely used in industrial food products to improve texture and extend the shelf life of products. Trans fats can be found in margarines, fried foods, packaged snacks, cookies, muffins, and other prepared foods. Consumption of trans fats has been linked to increased inflammation in the body. Not only do they increase harmful cholesterol levels, but they also decrease beneficial cholesterol levels, which can worsen joint health in arthritis. Omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids are healthy fats that have anti-inflammatory effects and support joint health. Try to increase your intake of foods rich in omega-3 fats such as salmon, chia, and flax seeds, nuts, and avocados. It's also important to reduce your intake of fried and processed foods, which can contain hidden trans fats. Prefer steaming, grilling, or oven cooking using natural oils such as olive oil or avocado oil. Don't forget that choosing the right fats in your diet can significantly reduce inflammation and joint pain. Let's now talk about dairy products and their effects on arthritis. Certain dairy products such as milk, cheese, and yogurt can increase inflammation in the body, especially in people suffering from arthritis. This is due to the presence of proteins and calcium in dairy products, which can help increase inflammation in the joints. For those who have problems with arthritis, it is important to look at alternative sources of calcium and protein. For example, calcium can be obtained from green vegetables such as broccoli and kale, as well as almond or soy milk. In terms of replacing dairy products, there are a number of alternatives that do not cause inflammation. For example, you can use coconut milk, almond milk, or oat milk to replace milk. Instead of regular yogurt, you can opt for yogurt based on soy or coconut milk. There are also different types of plant-based cheeses that can be used in place of regular cheese. So, if you suffer from arthritis, you should pay attention to your diet and, if possible, exclude dairy products that can increase inflammation. Remember, dairy substitutes can not only be a healthy option for your joints, but they can also add variety to your diet. Let's move on to discussing another important product, gluten. Gluten is a protein found in grains such as wheat, barley, and rye. It is the main component of gluten and gives elasticity to dough when baking. However, gluten can cause negative reactions in some people. Some studies show that in people with arthritis, there is a link between gluten consumption and increased inflammation in the joints. This is especially important for people with gluten intolerance or celiac disease. If you suffer from arthritis, it is worth paying attention to the amount of gluten in your diet and possibly reducing your intake. There are various gluten-free alternatives, such as buckwheat flour, cornmeal, amaranth, and quinoa that can be used in a variety of dishes. Gluten replacement can help reduce inflammation in the body and reduce joint pain in those who suffer from arthritis. Let's continue our discussion and move on to another important aspect, artificial additives and preservatives. Artificial additives and preservatives are chemicals that are used in the food industry to improve the appearance, flavor, and shelf life of foods. However, these substances can have negative effects on the body, especially for people with arthritis. Some studies have linked the consumption of foods with artificial additives and preservatives to increased inflammation in the body, which can worsen joint health. To reduce the impact of these chemicals on your health, it is worth paying attention to the composition of the products you buy. Try to choose natural and fresh products that do not contain artificial additives and preservatives. By preparing food at home, you will be able to control the composition and quality of the products you use. Choose natural and healthy alternatives to improve your diet and reduce inflammation in your body. Here we come to the end of our video review on inflammatory foods to avoid with arthritis. We looked at 6 key foods that can increase inflammation in the body and worsen joint health. Industrially processed foods, Refined carbohydrates and sugar, trans fats, dairy, gluten, and artificial additives and preservatives can all have a negative impact on your health. However, don't worry, we always have healthy alternatives. You can introduce fresh fruits and vegetables, natural sources of calcium and protein, and gluten-free foods into your diet. In addition, it is also worth avoiding industrially processed foods and paying attention to the quality of the food you consume. Remember that proper nutrition plays an important role in the fight against arthritis and inflammation. Take care of your health and your body will definitely thank you. Thank you for spending this time with us and watching our video. We hope you found the information about inflammatory foods and their effects on arthritis helpful. If you enjoyed the video and would like to receive even more helpful content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Best of health to you, and see you soon.